Welcome back to another episode of the Healing Chamber. This is Layla, and today we are going to discuss how to unlock the mind and what is the subconscious journey. So there's a lot of programming around emotions, intuition, feminine energy. There's a lot of distortions as well within those concepts because the ultimate goal is control and manipulation for the elite. So how the elite is basically controlling the masses is by making them fear themselves and making them fear their divinity. And there are many different ways this is being done within our society. This has been going for a very long time. This is not new. And there's a lot of studies actually that have been coming out saying that even if we don't have religious trauma personally, we carry within our DNA the trauma of the past, 3 generations prior to us. So even if we don't have those specific experiences, it doesn't mean that we don't have this programming in our subconscious mind. And you know how I've been talking a lot about the subconscious and how it controls 96% of our daily actions. And this is also the reason why I have all my playlists with meditations, because all my meditations are meant to be listened to at night when the subconscious mind is active and the conscious mind is asleep. So the ego is not interfering with those affirmations and this programming. I also use linguistic programming as well throughout my choice of words when I create those meditations. And just in general, when I share any of the dark arts, because the subconscious mind is associated with darkness, right? Because within our universe, 96% of the universe is dark matter. So when I talk about the dark arts, I talk about the arts that speak to the subconscious, to the soul. And so different forms of dark arts can be Reiki, light language that I now call dark language, because that's also another programming that they're doing within the spiritual community with the love and light bullshit that is not going to save anybody. But yeah, light language is meant to be called dark language because it speaks directly to the soul, directly to the subconscious mind. And it's so fascinating to me that dark language can create or activate instantly other people's souls. And even on TikTok, anytime I share those transmissions, I see the comments and people are like, I'm having physical reactions to this, like my hands are burning, or I'm feeling this like burning sensation. Sometimes it's a cold sensation. Like, it really depends. Honestly, it's so different for everybody. For other people, they might feel like crying. Sometimes they might feel like laughing. So yeah, it just creates a bunch of physical and also subconscious reactions as well. And so the reason why, there's a lot of reasons, but the main reason why there are so many people who are afraid of their divinity is because of religion. When it comes to, and it's so interesting because even within the Bible, it says that we are gods and goddesses, but a lot of pastors and people who interpret the Bible have been saying over and over in churches to people that worshiping yourself or thinking that you are a god or goddess is satanic. And it's a way of using fear basically to lock people soul on earth, so they keep reincarnating and they can keep on harvesting, because churches is one of the places where energy is being harvested. Of course, concerts, there's a lot of them, right? But this is one of them. And also another mistruth is that when we pass away, we have to go towards the light, which is when you go towards the light, you go towards to earth again. Like you keep reincarnating. You have to go to the darkness if you want to go back to your oversoul, go back to the dark mother, the cosmic womb, the void. There are so many names for her. But yeah, you have to go back to the darkness, to go back to creation. And so, it's pretty simple. The reason why some people are, for example, so successful and other people are just, failing over and over is also because of their subconscious mind. It has nothing to do with their intelligence. It has nothing to do with their skills. In fact, I've met more people in my life with a lot of wealth that are absolutely, I wouldn't say dumb, but they're actually smart because they hire people that are smart, but themselves, like, they're not that smart. Like, they keep on making so many mistakes when it comes to writing. Like, they're just not, like, it's so insane. And the most intelligent people I've met in my life were absolutely broken and spiritually and physically broke, but also had such low self-esteem because our net worth is connected to our self-worth, right? So in order to experience something in our reality that we haven't experienced yet, we have to go at the source. We have to go, we have to work with the subconscious mind, with dark matter, with dark energy, because this is how you create change. And a lot of people get scared of that because they keep on hearing these satanic rituals. And, we have to understand that all of this knowledge, by the way, it's a tool. It's a tool. So the tool itself cannot be negative. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say, and I always use this example, a hammer, right? You can build a house with a hammer. You can build something absolutely incredible, right? Stability, security, a roof for someone. But also with a hammer, you can also hurt people. Like, you can genuinely like even unalive someone with a hammer, like if you're really motivated, and so it's so the hammer itself is not satanic, it's not negative, it's the person holding it. So it's the same thing with these satanic rituals and anything that's connected with the subconscious mind and the feminine and the moon and witchcraft. Like, even witchcraft, like, it really depends on your frequency. Like, are you doing witchcraft with the frequency of fear, or are you doing witchcraft with the frequency of love, of your soul, your heart's desires? Like, witchcraft again is a tool as well. And even the Bible itself, the Bible itself can be, I would say, I'm actually going to say it. The Bible itself is a manifestation book, but depending on your own personal frequency, you're going to understand that book very differently. So even I thought the Bible was like so bad, right? Because I was like, this book creates so many wars and fear and death, But then I realized as well, this is what it creates when you're vibrating at the lowest frequency, because a lot of times when people are in fear and they're reading the Bible, then they get scared of themselves, they get scared of God, they get scared of satanic people, they get scared of, and they have to repent, and they become so submissive. So submissive to their life, submissive to their boss, submissive to money. And so this is like the lowest consciousness, like the lowest vibrational frequency of reading the Bible. But if you're more advanced and you understand universal laws and the concept of, the law of oneness, law of assumption, law of vibration, you're going to understand the Bible differently because you're going to be able to decode it. Because the most human way of reading the Bible is thinking that, oh, Jesus was some guy walking around. No. The word Jesus, just look at the meaning of the word. If you look at the etymology of the word Jesus, it means to deliver, to liberate. So when you say a phrase such as in the name of Jesus, you're not calling some dude. You're basically saying, I am delivered, I am liberated from the illusion, from the light, from the consciousness. I am liberated from the false light. Which is why when you're using that phrase, it's so powerful and you can feel it in your body, and you can use it through a manifestation process, a ritual to bring something into life, into the 3D, because you're using your 5D power. You're using your God and Goddess self. And that's like just one example. Like there are so many of them, yeah. So it's interesting when you start reading the Bible and you start to decode the Bible, right? You start to look out and search for the definition of what does a Magdalene mean? What does God mean? Like you're going to be able to decode the book. And honestly, this is going to tell you that you're basically God yourself. You are a goddess. And so our mind is so powerful that if you believe that you are not a god or a goddess, then it's going to be reflected back into your reality, because you're going to say, well, if I was a goddess, why is this thing happening to me? Why am I experiencing this, and this and that, So you're just like in that loop. And honestly, breaking that loop, breaking that programming of being powerless and submissive, it takes a lot of strength and sometimes anger. We can actually alchemize our anger to awaken our goddess self. But it always comes down to our subconscious mind. And this is why, guys, there are so many psyops surrounding the feminine energy and the darkness and the moon, right? How many times have we heard people saying the moon is not real? It's not real. It's not that it's not real. There's this, one of the psychological operation that they've been doing for a long time, by the way. This is not new, but we kind of see it more now because on social media, everything is like amplified. But yeah, they're doing that in order to make people afraid of themselves, afraid of their power, afraid of their subconscious, afraid of knowing the truth. But the thing is, we are in a part in history where nothing can stop the truth from coming out. Nothing. And this is what they're afraid of, right? And this is why there are so many distractions right now. There are so many, something called a polarity drama. So there's a lot of wars, a lot of chaos, a lot of things to distract people from knowing and understanding and embodying the truth. But the thing is, they can spend as much money as they want on these psychological operations, but it's coming out anyway because it's being supported by Gaia. It's supported by Mother Earth. Like, you cannot stop nature. You cannot stop Mother Earth. You can try, but you're not, like, you can unalive a few people here and there that know the truth, but then there's going to be more people on that other side. And so that's what they're not able to do right now. There's too many of us, But yeah, I'm going to end this episode by saying, the most powerful thing you can do in your life right now is reprogramming your subconscious mind to align with your heart's desires. And this is something that you have to protect with your life. You cannot share what heaven looks what heaven on earth looks for you, because it's going to be different for you than for me, right? So we can all have a conversation about that. So just focus on what you want to create. What does the new earth, what does heaven on earth for you feels like and looks like? And then you can start to focus on doing the subconscious reprogramming at night with some meditation and listening to frequencies, especially the ones that align the 7 chakras, right? And obviously we have to start with the root. This is also another thing that they try to shame the body, right? They try to shame menstruation and period, like whatever. They just go all in with all of that. But this is the root. So focusing on reprogram your subconscious mind. This, by the way, takes only a lunar cycle. It's 28 days. It's so quick. Like, I think it's so quick that most people cannot fathom like how fast this process can happen, because they think, how am I going to get this or that lifestyle within 28 days, And I get it, because I used to be that person, and I was like, how? But the how, just like in any manifestation, practices, the how is not up to you. Like, yes, of course, you're a god, a goddess. Like, you decide your reality, you decide your lifestyle, you decide, how people, perceive you, and you decide how much money you want to make. You decide what type of relationship you have, But the little details, like, you cannot micromanage the universe. That's the part where you have to, like, surrender it to, Mother Earth, Mother Heaven. Like, you have to surrender to her, because she's the one bringing it into what we call divine timing. So yeah, it's usually the ego or the human mind that tries to control the timelines and the dates and how, like, this needs to happen this way, and I need to be making money that way, and I need to, which is funny, because this is something that we cannot control. And honestly, the more we try to control and micromanage things, the more it backfires. So it's just easier to just focus on the higher vision. And of course, by being consistent, this is also a big one. Just like the moon and the sun. The moon and the sun, shows up on a daily basis. That's what we have to do. But in terms of like energy and frequency, instead of being like, I have to like hustle every day, blah blah, it's like, no, I have to show up in the vibrational state that I want, but this has to be consistent, just like subconscious reprogramming. You can't just, and this is just how we are. We learn by repetition. Just look at children, You can't just say something to a kid one time and they're going to remember. And this is also how a lot of people get childhood trauma or limiting beliefs, is by having parents or caregivers that keep on repeating these negative things, keep on repeating these negative beliefs, So it's the same thing. The positive thing is that we can also reprogram our subconscious mind that way as well, but we have to repeat it for 28 days in a row. And after that, we are obviously very thankful, because we can experience the results. And then we can move on to another creation, because this is what we're meant to be doing right now. We're meant to create. So yeah, it's just part of the life. It's part of the process, right? So yeah, let me know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions as well. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next episode.